Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. To start things off, after holding under $9,000 for days on end, Bitcoin surged higher to hit $9,200 on Wednesday morning. It was a small move in percentage terms, but still notable in terms of its technical significance. $9,000 after all has been defined as a key level for Bitcoin both technically and psychologically. With the price breaking out once again, there is a confluence of signs suggesting Bitcoin could rally past its monthly high of $10,000 in the near future. Here are some of the signs. One prominent trader remarked that the quarterly Bitcoin futures on the OKEX exchange were trading below the spot price of Bitcoin on Coinbase and Bitstamp. This took place this weekend when the asset fell to around 8,800, the local bottom. The difference between the two markets only consisted of a few dollars. Even still, each time the quarterly futures on OKEX have traded at a discount to the spot market, Bitcoin has found itself at a local bottom. There's that chart right there. Another signal the derivatives market rally flashed on the weekend was negative funding rates. Often seen as a reversal of a bear trend, and on-chain activity is still quite bullish. I saw a number of articles floating around this morning with the word explode in it. And they were constantly talking about Bitcoin's price explosion. Bitcoin's price was going to explode. Will the price of Bitcoin explode over the next couple of days? I'm actually quite shocked. I wasn't expecting these until Monday. This undoes my complete weekly trend that we've been seeing for the last couple of months, where 1 week is a Bitcoin week and 1 week is an Ethereum week. As one says, 4 fundamental reasons why Bitcoin demand is poised to explode to highs. This one says, Bitcoin price analysis, falling wedge breakout catapults Bitcoin towards $9,500 US. Sure. Why not? I think time will tell. Just to repeat what we've been going over for forever and a day, all the fundamentals are still there. Nothing has really changed. A lot of the news that I am seeing around right now pertaining exclusively to Bitcoin's price have to do with futures, either expiring or restarting, filling a gap. Bitcoin looks poised to do so. Bitcoin is at the end of a triangular pattern, and therefore, once it hits around here, it looks poised to make a major movement. We've seen that news before. It's just a matter of when, I dare say, it is going to happen. I think the last time that we heard or had seen a chart that showed when Bitcoin was supposed to have a major, mega awesome movement was sometime in June. Let's see if that holds true. This one says, buy Bitcoin if the S&P 500 corrects lower. This was said by a fund manager. Bitcoin is an attractive designation or destination, same thing, for investors looking to shield themselves from the next stock market crash. This was said by Victor Dergunov, the co-founder of Albright Investment Group, a Connecticut-based investment firm, said the cryptocurrency has adequate upside potential, even though its recent attempts to break bullish on a critical resistance level near $10,000 US have failed. There's that little triangle right there. See, they all end around June. Just around here. It's supposed to be when we reach that critical, crazy level, and then things are supposed to get wacky. He noted that Bitcoin might have found a bottom near $8,700, a level that capped the cryptocurrency's downside correction from flourishing throughout May 2020. Mr. Dergunov took cues from a constructive Bitcoin futures that were trading above $9,000 US. He said, a break above 9K represents a momentum change in my view. Next, BTC should test the $10,000 level and plausibly break out higher after that. How odd that for 5-6 days in a row, all the news was quite negative towards Bitcoin, but all of a sudden things have gotten better. Maybe it's just picking and choosing as far as like what articles they choose to release and at what time. But the trend is usually always there. I guess this is Bitcoin's time to shine, and I'll see if this holds on to sometime next week. Yeah, we have a very leveled playing field, if you will, as far as companies, management fund, agency, cryptocurrency, community type thing, as if Bitcoin is going to go higher or lower. The best part is no one knows. So everyone can kind of say whatever they want, or any type of price prediction they care to share with the class. No one ever knows, because there's always some really weird, volatile, insane swings in Bitcoin's price. And then before you know it, we've had days before. Remember, don't ever forget how many times this has happened. We've had a barrage, an absolute cannon barrage of negative news about Bitcoin's price being around 8,700. I go have some lunch, I go for a walk, and I come back and Bitcoin's at 9,800, and all the articles have seemingly switched to how bullish Bitcoin is, and Bitcoin's going to hit all new all-time highs. Anyway, what's this one? Oh yeah, it says the $10,000 Bitcoin resistance level and Ethereum 2.0 on the horizon. eToro crypto market analysis. Wow. There are also a couple of Ethereum articles, of course, still popping up as well. I think it's just the general energy behind the potential of getting Ethereum 2.0 sometime this summer. This one says Ethereum is flashing signs that a sizable bull run is looming. We've been hearing that for a couple of weeks, not saying that I'm like expecting it to happen immediately, but logically, once again, mathematically, with the demand still being there and the supply getting smashed down to 1/4 of 1/5 where it currently is right now, one can assume that there would be bullish movements in the price of Ether should we get Ethereum 2.0 this summer. I mean, the most ridiculous thing will be is if, because I went in a couple of days we will be officially in Q3, as the quarters are every 3 months and we are nearing June. We should, so saith Vitalik, be receiving Ethereum 2.0 sometime in Q3. The most ridiculous thing in the entire world will be if we get to around August and everyone's like, hey, where's the 2.0? And he's like, Q3? I'm at Q5, which would then be next year. It was a bad joke. Anyway, yeah, that's all the pricey, newsy, prediction-y news for today. And without further ado, let's move on. In news that, once again, should probably not surprise anyone, but I'm sure people will be clutching their pearls, Russia's largest bank, Sberbank, has called for tenders to provide 4,917 ATMs with a built-in graphic card capable of supporting blockchain operations. Cointelegraph spoke with 2 experts who said the most obvious use case for a blockchain-optimized graphic card inside of an ATM is to mine cryptocurrency. Sberbank is Russia's oldest and largest bank and holds almost 44% of all potential deposits, personal deposits in the country. It operates 14,000, my goodness, 200 branches and 77,000 ATMs across the country. The state is the largest shareholder, and its chairman and CEO, Herman Gref, was Russia's former Minister of Economics and Trade. He is known to be a big proponent of new technology, including blockchain. The maximum bid for the tender is $108 million, which equates to around $22,000 per ATM. One of the technical requirements for the ATMs is that they should come equipped with a graphic card. A graphic card with support for the NVIDIA Cuba for operating systems for image recognition and possible blockchain interoperability. Bitcoin ATMs are not a novelty, however. Regular bank ATMs with blockchain technology are, however, unusual. The big question is, why does a bank ATM need a graphic card that is capable of handling blockchain operations? There are a couple of possibilities. This was floating around all over the place as well. One of the more obvious reasons would be that, remember the news that we had last year and the year before that, that apparently, allegedly, what we had from some of the economic finance ministers inside of the Kremlin, like actually near all the people making the rules, that apparently a small allocation of money, a couple $1 million, would be going to acquire Bitcoin for the country. This was never substantiated. We never heard official word from the government, because why would we hear from a government officially that they were going to be buying Bitcoin? However, it's always some type of a minister of this, a minister of that, who always ends up, spilling the beans, as it were. The speculation is now, with Russia on the cusp of releasing their cryptocurrency laws and regulations and stuff like that, that maybe with the regulations will come, come on. How obvious is in 10 to 15 years, I feel like I'm going to have a situation where I'm like revisiting these videos, and I'm like, see what I said there? Because a lot of times we get news like this and people are like, no, that doesn't make any sense. Why would countries don't care about decentralized cryptocurrencies? And it's like, yeah, they may not care about decentralization, but they do care about money. So the idea, once again, $8,000, $250,000. They're probably going to want to, realistically, if I was a country and I saw that there was this is me, and I saw there was some type of new technology that I personally did not care for, but I saw at the end of the fiscal year, we had a good 75 million left. I would go, you know what? That could go somewhere. Dump $1 million into it. One can only assume a bit more than $1 million. Anyway, so yeah, the largest bank in Russia, they're asking for roughly around 5,000 ATMs with graphic cards that can handle blockchain operations. So I guess we'll see where this goes over the next couple of months, if we end up getting more news about this. Just understand, countries and governments, they know what cryptocurrencies are, and they see, even if it's just monetarily, the potential for them. Let us not forget the news of all the, first of all, for those of you who are new to the world, money rules the world. Got it. Banks have a strong grasp on politics and also usually the monetary policies of the world as well. And many banks around the world are now also into cryptocurrencies. So I don't know if you're really getting it. Anyway, that's the Russia news. Slightly obvious, however. Yeah. Let's move on. Next up, the state of Louisiana might soon pass a bill to offer licenses for crypto businesses to operate legally. This is according to a report from the 25th of May. The bill was filed earlier this year with the goal of helping crypto businesses get official licensure and bring more crypto-related businesses to the state. The new bill is backed by State Representative Mark White. If the bill passes, the state would have then a crypto framework to operate from, defining a number of crypto-related terms. The new bill got unanimous initial approval from Louisiana's House of Representatives because they probably... Whenever you get unanimous approval for something like this, it really, I don't wear a hat, but it makes me want to tip my hat in their direction, just to simply understand that there's money to be made in all of this. It says, but there is still a long road ahead. It gets kind of insane. The bill next goes through the state Senate, and then to the Committee of Commerce, Consumer Protection, and then Internal Affairs for further approval. So a lot more steps to climb. However, hopefully this actually ends up going through. Conducting legitimate crypto business in the United States is risky because the country is taking forever to figure out exactly what they want to do with cryptocurrencies. And apparently they're afraid of them being used illegally, but I won't get into that. That's why most of these companies set up shop in more crypto-friendly countries such as Malta, Switzerland, and Canada. Because, logic. If Louisiana can successfully pass its crypto license law, the state might join a few others seeking to provide clear regulations for cryptocurrency businesses. There was another... Who was it? There was another state who announced recently that they were trying to mimic... Why? They were trying to mimic New York's bit license, like almost to a T. They love the idea of it. We got to get into it. Let's mimic that. You know how long it takes? There have been companies who waited like 6 years to get approved for a bit license to be able to operate within the state of New York. I hopeth that Louisiana, realistically, even if it's something for 2 to 3 months, the KYC, AML... whatever they need, whatever letters they need to do it, Hope it's just a lot quicker than the New York bit license, but I'm relatively optimistic. I mean, it is nice to see in its own way that regardless of the entirety of the 50 states, you at least have 14 who have some type of common sense. It was Colorado, I think it was Washington State, and 2 or 3 other ones off the top of my head, I can't remember exactly who they were, who had like very favorable crypto thing. And I think 1 or 2 of them, they were discussing the idea of having like lower and or no taxes for crypto. I assume that's going to be a more difficult one to initiate. However, U.S. territories, there are a couple of them, I believe, who do have 0 tax rate for crypto. Anyway, the entire point being, good job, any country, state, province out there who understands that there's money to be made. And I mean, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if Colorado or Louisiana in about 15 years is like the new Silicon Valley in some sort of way. Because, you know, just logic. Here's the actual announcement on a website called Invezz. That is INVEZZ. It says Louisiana might get a bill for licensing crypto firms. Wonderful. And to finish things off, sales of virtual land, you heard that correctly, in a working decentralized economy called Somnium Space are selling like digital hotcakes. In the past 10 weeks, hundreds of parcels of land in the virtual world have sold for roughly around $500,000 US. The DApp currently tops the charts at marketplace OpenSea. The value of land in Somnium Space has been doubling in recent weeks. Users can buy land and build on it, manage, rent, and sell land parcels via the in-game currency Cube. And there are other ways to generate an income too. I'm going to get back to that in 1 second because I know a lot of people are sitting there like, what in the world is going on right now? Earlier this month, L'Atelier, part of the BNP Paribas group, identified a $100 billion market in the so-called virtual economy, composed of video games and virtual worlds such as Somnium Space, Decentraland, and The Sandbox. The sector now has 2.5 billion users and is growing at an extraordinary pace as people hunt for virtual ways to earn real income and deliver traditionally offline experiences online. For those of you who may not have been here during the ruckus of 2017 and 2018, the idea of digital land began to sprout right before us. We all thought it was kind of weird, but at some point we all thought that the idea or even the sound of Bitcoin was very weird when we first heard about it. The idea is, if you've never played virtual reality, played a video game, they want to make sure or make it so that these lands, these things inside of these games, pretty much become in a way tangible, i.e., these mythical, wonderful, dragon-filled lands full of these wonderful knights and wizards and all these other things, making them so that you can buy land in them. You can buy the actual piece of land. It goes up in value, and then you can sell it to other people. Or your own land, you can rent it out. That was the idea when we used to talk about it, many moons ago, when Decentraland first came out. There were people who were buying land, and they were building on top of it. And they were like renting it out. People were renting them out as art galleries or as, like amusement parks. It was incredibly odd, but I assume in 10 to 15 years, this will all be completely normal to us. And it was this idea of if you can't own dirt land inside of the digital world, you could. And then the other main prospect for it was that, if you, here's where it gets kind of weird. As let's say you're outside and you see an ad on the bus, you see an ad on the this, you see an ad on the that. As you walk into a video game, there aren't really many ads. So a lot of people were even like renting out pieces of their land. Like the idea would be you could rent out your land and have a sign that says, buy this soda, buy these shoes. And I think the idea is going to take off. I think what it mainly is for me is that we don't understand which platform is going to really take off. So I'm not in the mood to throw darts and hope that one lands on a successful one. But I'm telling you, in 10 to 15 years, we are going to have entire economies run in the digital world where we are going to have conglomerates owning huge swaths of land. And it's going to be a complete thing once again where people are like, I mean, this isn't me telling you to do so. I'm just kind of explaining to you how this economy is. I assume this is a map. Yeah, recently, Lizzie, I guess this is a map of what it actually looks like. Yeah, they're making entire cities that are completely digital. And how weird will it be if in 10 to 15 years, someone buys like oceanfront property right here, and all that ends up being worth like an actual $1 million or 35 Bitcoin. I don't know what number I'm trying to use. Anyway, it's all very odd to hear about. But once again, in the 1980s, none of us would have ever assumed, digital money tapping our phones. Like, our phones are just pieces of metal and plastic that we can talk to people around the world to instantaneously, wirelessly. That also didn't make sense about a good 40-something years ago. Anyway, that's news. And let's move on. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Hold on, I have to sneeze. Crayola Michelle, URL, On Crypto with Lionel, Tigara Macho Nisa, Bake Me a Cake, Arfmedic 17, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, Bodie McBoatface, Yes to Crypto, Miller Hitch Test Every Day, and Kyle Skips a Leg Day. Yep, yeah, that was right. Minting Coins, lost my track. Minting Coins, Jeremy Fox, Jim Gardner, Anthony Charles, Nick Mangialavoti, Paxis, Vlad the Impaler, Richie Rich III, Nick Kanaya, Setsuna Damien, Nicholas Renearth, One Piece, One Love, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Adobo, Bankroll Network, Crypto Joe, 242 to the World, Wise Night Owl, Jared Schneider, Master Ventures in Thailand, Mohammed Roni, Adam Graysick, Todd Mullis, A Bibliophobia, The Animal Reader, John Sarson, Nostromo Chongololo Tsangololo, Martin Stoyer, Joshua Vineyard, The Pothead, Moonman High XRP, Yasha Harari, Utopia 569, Oscar Maldonado, and Professor Wally from Gunbot University. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to everyone who is a subscriber of the new channel. People were asking, what happened to the video game channel? It just really wasn't working out. I like video games, but I like finance and money a lot more. Not to be that guy. So my heart was in it, but my heart wasn't really in it as much as it is in the new channel. I'm pretty sure you can even see like my expressions and stuff like that. I have a lot more energy in the new channel. Thank you to everyone who is a member of this channel, who has clicked the little join button below. And thank you to all of you in general for being here. I couldn't think of what other phrase to use. At the moment, Bitcoin is right there, currently at 9,177 US dollars, up 2.21%. A couple of hours ago, we were at $2,300 per Bitcoin, somewhere around there. Let's see what ends up happening if we're going to try to pass once again the illustrious $10,000 Bitcoin over the next couple of days. Tether keeps on being printed. We were at 8.99 billion Tether about a good 4 or 5 days ago. We are currently at 9.13. At this point, if we don't have a proper market rally, I dare say by September, October, Tether's going to become the #2 coin. Tether is just roughly-ish shy of being halfway to Ethereum. And there's probably a lot more Tether that's going to be created over the next couple of months. Yeah. I think that's everything. The coin prices are kind of all over the place. There's no real logic to any of them at the moment. Some of them are like really down. Some of them are trying to move up. Some of them have no reason to be up. Some of them have no reason to be down. That's just part of the cryptocurrency market. And I assume that's why a lot of us are here, because it makes no gosh darn sense. I do hope that you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. I am off to the new channel. Thank you all once again, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See